like people will say, is the opposite of faith, if you can say it that way. Fear is the opposite of faith. So faith is doing something and believing the best of it. And this is me saying thank you, especially because your shoe shine, your face show. Omotayo, thank you so much for the comment last week. It was really interesting to see that yes, people are engaging with it. I know you might be busy and you just want to quickly watch and go, but before you rush off or before you go, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also share it, because this way, that is the way we can see more people engaging, and we can have a big family, we can have a big way of interacting, share things together in the comment section. So you're welcome back. Thank you so much. So today we are talking about interesting topic, like I said, and we're going to be talking about fear, like FEAR, fear. So yes, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And if you know me, you can think I'm afraid. Sometimes you might think, oh, she's just quiet. But yes, that is me. I can be quiet, I can be afraid, I can be happy, I can be anything. And fear is just a part of human being, a part of what we go through as human on earth, in this world, in this part of the world. So it's anything that happens to everybody. Everyone has gone through fear at a point in their life. We can't deny that. So we're going to be talking about that interesting topic. So the first thing I want to do today is to first define the word fear. So according to this dictionary, we have fear as a strong, uncontrollable, unpleasant emotion caused by actual or perceived danger or threat. Did you see those massive words there? Those just interesting words there. It's an emotion. It is unpleasant, yes, and also it's uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable. I mean, you can't control it. You can't stop yourself from being afraid. Is that actually true? We're going to know about that today. Is it really true that you can't control fear? Is it really true that fear is always unpleasant? And of course, we all know that fear is an emotion. Just like you have joy as an emotion, you have excitement as an emotion, you have probably if you're traveling, you get this feeling of vomiting. Is an emotion. Is just a way of saying, oh, I'm feeling this way, I'm doing that. It's a feeling, it's an emotion basically. So, and is it always when you have a danger or you have threat that you're actually afraid? Those are the questions we want to look at today, and let's go into it together. It's promising to be interesting. So that is English language definition of fear. So let me say it again. Fear is a strong, uncontrollable, unpleasant emotion caused by actual or perceived danger or threat. And sometimes it can be induced by someone or something, basically. And that is fear for English dictionary. But I also think about it myself. What is actually fear to me? What are the things that I say is fear? And one thing I could think about is fear is just an emotion to me, which I can either give into or not. And the reason why I said I can either give into it or not is because I have seen the two sides of the coin. I have decided to be afraid because I give myself to it. I understand that this thing is actually an emotion that I need to dwell in, or I just kick myself out of it. Can you easily kick yourself out of fear? Yes, you can. You don't have to be afraid of the dark. when let's talk about different kind of fear. So we have the fear of the dark. So people, they feel like they can't stay in a dark place. Why can't you stay in a dark place? If you're in that same place during the day, do you feel afraid? Do you think you will not be able to stay there? No. So why do you think because it's dark now I'm afraid of it? When I was young, I can't sleep without light on. Yes, I don't sleep without light on because I feel like it's always fearful. I'm afraid. At some point, there was an event that happened in my life where I lost someone special. My pastor then, it's been over 10 years there now, and everyone went out, came back in the middle of the night. I saw this person during the day, and then 10 p.m. they told me my pastor is dead. How? What happened? So everyone was scared. I sleep alone. This was, I think I was probably 13 or 14 or 15 at this time. Yeah, I was 15, and I sleep alone before then. But I couldn't sleep alone that night. I had to sleep with my mom. We all hugged ourselves and slept together because we were scared. It was funny. I was scared. I woke up in the middle of the night with the light on everywhere in the house. I woke up and I could not even go alone to the bathroom to go and ease myself because I was afraid that, oh, my lovely pastor is going to show up to me, show up, or my am I going to show up in our house and tell me, hey Esther, don't worry, I'm fine, I'm in a peaceful place. I was just scared. But now when I think about him, I'm not that afraid again because I know it's good. It's fine where it is now. It's just a part of life. It's a phase of life. It's gone. We miss him, but he's peaceful there. He's not disturbing anybody. That is one fear. Fear of the ghost, are we going to call it, or things appearing to you. Another kind of fear that we're going to talk about today is fear of the unknown, things that you don't know. I've always been in that position where I just feel like I'm scared. When you have an idea, let me give you an example. I've had different ideas of what I can do to either make myself better, to get a job, to get a certification, to interact with people. You don't only get jobs, you need to build relationship, you need to interact with people, build your community, build connections with people. And just as the idea is coming to my head, I'm killing it with fear of, am I really accepted? Would they accept me? Would they think I'm good? Would they think I'm fine? Would I be able to do this? Would I do this well? That is another kind of fear that I've gone through. And I know different people have actually been in that position. It's going to be a lie when we say to ourselves that I've never been in a position where I'm afraid before. At some point, you have always you've doubted either yourself or someone. You've not only been afraid of yourself or for yourself, you've been afraid for someone else. Say a child is growing up and is trying to walk, and you see this auntie there just sitting there, or one rich auntie vibe, and seeing that boy, you just saw that boy take a first move, and you're like, oh no, no, don't let him fall off. You're not going to allow him to do what he needs to do. If he does not fall, what is going to happen? Let him do it first. And that is what I've learned in this life. Do it as it is. Do it as you know that you can do it. And if you can, anyway, if you think that you can't do it really well, is there any way you can learn to do it better? And do it. Don't say because I'm not going to be accepted, I'm not going to do it. It's not going to change anything. You're not going to be better. The idea is either going to run away if you don't write it down, because sometimes when I'm so afraid, I don't even know how to write down. I just start thinking, and until I fade off that idea. That idea just fades off my head and I can't even remember what I've thought about again. So those are the things I think most people fear, or most people are always afraid about. And also fear of what other people can do, or what something can do to you. I grew up without a pet in my house, but because my brother is Andy, he loves animals basically, but he loves dogs more. He decided to get a dog, or my mom decided to get him a dog. And when the dog got into our house, they called me. I was in school then. I was like, we have a dog. I was excited that we have a dog. But I was not sure if I could live with that dog. So when I got back from school and I saw the tiny thing on the floor, I'm like, don't come near me, don't come near me, don't come near me, it's going to scratch my leg. And it's just jumping over my brother, and I was checking his body. Is there any scratch there? No. But I can't just allow that thing to creep on me because I don't want to have any scratch on my body. And also I think about, what will people's comments be about me? Yes, I'm always afraid of people's comments. And who will be afraid of people's comments? Is any I mean, who wants to grow and does not want to have a comment? That is wrong. It is a wrong perspective to life to think that I want to grow but I don't want people to talk about me. If people don't talk about what you do, you don't know what you're doing. Number one, you have to be satisfied with yourself, which is one thing we've cleared out. You need to know that you are good. And when people give you comments, either constructively or not, you need to see the good side of it. You need to learn to see the good side of people. That is one thing I've learned. I want to see the good side of people. I want to always know what is actually there, even though they are saying this. Have I done what I'm supposed to do? Have I done right? If I've done right by myself, I've done right by God, I've done right by normal human being, human race. What else am I expected to do? You know, those are the things that I think about, and that's helped me to either take away my fear or go and tackle the action, take the action, do the right thing. That is one thing I've learned. So fear is not a bad thing always. Fear is not always a bad thing. Okay? It's okay if you're not, if you're afraid. It's okay to be afraid. But what is not okay is for you to stay in that fear, to dwell in that fear, to dwell in that fear. Like I said, fear will not allow you to take actions. It will draw you back. It won't add to you. It will make you feel less of yourself. And being humble is different from fear. Being humble means that you're not taking everything to like it is my own achievement. It is what I could do of myself. But fear will say, "Oh, I can't do this, so I'm not going to do it." Why? Humility says, I know I can't do this of my own self, but I rely on strength of God. I rely on people's advice. I rely on learning. I rely on the what's it called, investigations, the um knowing things. Basically, I take this step, and I am humble enough to listen to correction. I'm humble enough to take saying, well done, you did well in that video. Well done, you did well in that task. Well done, you did well in this. And I won't allow it to come into my head. I'm motivated to do better. I'm motivated to carry and to carry on another mission, to carry on another action. So that is what I think we can do to heal or to deliver ourselves from fear of the unknown, or fear of the dark, or fear of anything. So am I afraid of height? Sometimes. I don't like doing all this. Growing up, I don't like doing jingle over, like being going through wheels, doing anything that is going to give me, like going to shake me. I love my comfort zone. But if you stay in your comfort zone forever, you won't get the excitement, you won't get the fun therein, you won't learn lessons. I've walked some ways that I feel like I would never walk this path again. If I don't walk in that path, I'll always be thinking that path is good. But if I decide to walk in that path and I see what is happening in that path, then I can say, oh, I'll do this again, or I'm not going to do it again. So that is the same thing. I would love to encourage everyone to, you know, it's fine if you're afraid, but don't dwell in that fear. Okay, don't dwell in it. Don't allow it to overtake you. Don't allow it to overpower you. And just like I said, the scripture does not give us allowance for fear. You know, fear, like people will say, is the opposite of faith. If you can say it that way, fear is the opposite of faith. So faith is doing something and believing the best of it, or faith is believing that it's going to be fine, it's going to be all right. Fear is uh no, I'd rather have my peace. Fear gives you what you call peace, but that is not peace. That is just being afraid. What brings you peace is, I've done this, I've learned my lesson, now I know. That is peace. That is peace. Fear gives you trouble of mind. I've had that. I would just, my mind will just be troubled. If my mind is troubled, my soul is not fine. And so far my soul is not fine, it will affect my body. You won't see me excited, you won't see me do things, you won't see any tremendous change, you won't see any action taken. You just be like, what's happening in this, why am I in this life? What makes people question why they're alive? I can say one of them is fear. You can argue this. Let's talk about this together in the comment section. You can argue this, you can also contribute to this. What do you really think fear is actually I know everybody will say fear is bad, but why is it that we say fear is bad? Things that I've seen that fear has caused in my life is, it makes me lose relationships. I don't connect with people. I don't have fun. I've not traveled since I came here because I'm scared of, oh, what if it goes wrong? Fear of not even enjoying life. Fear of, don't let me enjoy this life. Let me keep a saver. I can say some savers are always there. They save because they are afraid. A part of me is like that. I will save because I'm afraid. Nah, I'm not doing that this year. I save because I know the value for it, not because I'm afraid that I won't have, like I said in the last video. So we need to understand what exactly is our fear and how do we tackle it. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Are we really doing much with that emotion? Or we want to carry a life rather than emotion, the life of going for it, faith. Do it. If you fail at it, you do it again until you get perfect in it. And that brings me to what we'll be ending this video with today. Is a scripture about different we have different scriptures in the Bible. I For my subscribers that don't read Bible, I'm going to be sharing some here because this channel is about faith. So I'll be sharing some of the word that have built me up to this level of where I'm not afraid of some things. I'm a work in progress, right? I'm doing so many things to make sure that I don't do this again. I don't work in this fear again. I work in this. I'm doing better in this way. I'm doing better in this manner. I can take action. I can go out more. I can interact with people more. I can speak with people more. I can do things more. So these are the things. These are the scriptures that have helped me. I'll be dropping one here today so that we can know that it's a life. Fear is an emotion, but we need to live a life. Okay? Fear is an emotion, but we need to live a life. A life of faith. That's the word, a life of faith. So this scripture will be ending the video today. And before I end with the scripture, this is just to remind us to please subscribe to this channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Let's hit that 10 subscribe just let's hit 100 subscribers before the end of March. I know it's going to be much more than that, but the goal is 100 by March. And also let's also share this. If you share it, more people will view this, and the more we have the view, the more we have people to subscribe. And it's a chain. We don't break a part of the chain. So far it's one part is saying I'm no longer interested in this. It's no longer a chain. Okay, so let's please work. Let's make this work. Thank you so much for watching this video to this very point. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And now we'll be going to the scripture for today. Okay, and that will be like an insight to what we'll be talking about next week. Bear with me a second. So we'll be reading the scripture about how you can cast out fear. Okay, so how you can cast out fear. And I know it's a popular scripture, so we're going to go right into it. I'm going to read First John chapter 4 verse 18. So it says in the new international version, so NIV, it said, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So you can just think about, what is our next topic? Is it perfection? Is it love? Is it punishment? Is it more of fear? So just drop your comments and let's see who is going to win. So the scripture that is ending today's video, I'm going to read again. First John chapter 4 verse 18 NIV. It says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So what casts out fear? Love. Perfect love. So I'll see you again in the next video next week. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it. I'll see you again. I leave you to the peace of God, and the peace of God that passeth all understanding will keep your heart, your spirit, and soul, and your body. Stay tuned to this channel. I love you. Take care now. Bye.